This happened 2 weeks ago. So I was just wandering around outside as day was starting to turn to night. Everything was just normal. Normal human life. Normal as night would go. It was about 7:06 at night. And since it was summer, everything was up. It was still, like, the sun was still up for a while. I didn't expect to be to just be around in the house for a while, but I actually didn't expect much from this. As I just started to notice around, everything was starting to get darker, and I was just playing outside with my toys and the sandbox and my mud pit. So then I looked at my watch. It was 8:15. I decided I should go in before anything bad would happen because night could get bad. And that night, my parents and their friends were having a fire that night, and I was just in a room all alone, and I was just sitting there really scared. I normally am scared when I'm alone, but this I didn't expect. I didn't expect to be as scared as I was. As I looked around, I noticed something was wrong around the house. Something had gone terribly wrong. I was just wandering around the house, wondering if something bad or something would happen, but nothing seemed to. As I wandered outside to say goodnight to everyone again, I noticed when I went back in the house, it was midnight, the witching hour. So I decided to go in bed. I was just lying there with the covers over me. The dogs weren't even in the house, so I was really scared being alone. And this story is why you should never stay home alone while someone is out. I was just sitting around, just, on the couch. I decided I could probably do something while no one was looking. So I decided I would try to turn on the TV, but there was nothing on but horror movies, which would just make me more scared. Like ghost hunting ones, which I didn't even believe in ghosts. And then I saw this one that was the Halloween film. So I decided to just turn the TV off so it wouldn't make me worse, but I could still hear the music from the horrifying music from the from the movies in the distance. I started looking around the house to see if it was going to be all right, as I heard dogs barking in the distance. I couldn't really tell what it was, but I kept hearing the door trying to open, and then I heard my front door bang so hard that I fell out of my bed. It was so hard that I noticed there was a bone on the ground, just lying there, motionless. And I didn't know why, but I had a very bad suspicion. As I looked around the house, I found a skull right next to the closet door. I looked in the closet. I opened it up. I didn't see anything. That's where I was hearing the music. And I saw a video player in there. So I tapped to turn it off. But then the music was just louder. No one could hear. I could just hear my mom and dad and friends talking to each other as normal. And I looked around. I didn't know what was wrong, but I knew there was something that would go bad. So I looked around and investigated the whole house except upstairs. And I heard something creak from the upstairs. It sounded like a door opening. I hid under my covers immediately. I was too scared to even look up. I didn't even move a bit. Then I heard the door open, and then I just heard a door be kicked automatically opened. I was so scared. I was breathing so hard that I thought I was just gonna knock out or something. I didn't know why, but I was breathing so hard. And then out of nowhere, I heard the door open, and then I heard it close. And then out of nowhere, I heard more dogs barking in the distance. I didn't know why, but it seemed like they were disturbed by the way they were barking in this weird way. They were barking like I've never seen before. They were barking like in panic. I was scared because normally dogs don't do that. And then I heard the door open and the dogs came running in. I still don't know what that was, but then the dogs wanted back out, so my parents let them. I was just walking around super scared. I noticed it was 12:11 by the time I was still up. No one was in the house. I was just walking around and I saw something as so white that it looked like snow. If you probably look up snow in the dictionary, you would probably see it. But this wasn't normal because you could tell that it was this snowy white thing that had blood all over it. Its eyes were as black as coal. I couldn't really tell what it was because its eyes were just locked up on me, and I was like under the covers. When I looked, I heard dogs running, and then I just heard our dogs barking, and it stared at me, eyes locked, just staring at me, clearly staring. I didn't know what to do. I just said, "Hello?" And then the voice echoed back, "Hush." I immediately jumped up and grabbed a bat under my bed. I always keep it in handy from all these encounters. And I said, "Don't mess with me or I'll hit you in the head." And he replied back, "You can't kill me." He echoed back at me. I just jumped off of my bed immediately, kicking him in the face and hitting him with the bat. I didn't expect me to kill him because I'm just a little kid and he was a full-grown man. So he walked up to me and said, "You're the next." So I hit him with the bat so hard that my bat even broke. He fell to the ground and I started stabbing him with the end of the bat. I know that's pretty much a dumb idea, but kind of good. In that moment anyway. And I noticed it was 12:59. I knew he would leave in any minute. And then I started beating him up and he said, "Gotta go, bud." And then he just disappeared. I didn't expect anything like this. That night I couldn't sleep. I was up till 3 a.m. looking around. I looked outside. The fire was still going. I was hoping it would be over soon, but I looked around. I didn't see any traces of that thing. I had no clue where it went. It was just gone. And at the trace of night, I know he's coming back tonight. Or maybe even tomorrow night when I don't expect